there, gorgeous! I have a new product to share with you. I'm really excited about this one. I'm not going to waste time. We're going to hop right on into it. This came from a friend of ours here on the channel. Hi, Francis, if you're watching. This is such a beautiful, unique palette, not like anything I've ever seen before, so I'm really excited to share it with you. This is called Cool Fruit Feast, and you can see what makes it different. There are 64 eyeshadows in here. You get 4 different levels of color coordinated palettes in a variety of finishes. There are mattes, there are shimmers, and I love how many colors are in this palette. And this palette retails for $16.99 on Amazon. So if you're curious about where to get it, that is where you find it. So very special thank you to her for sending it to me. I'm super excited to try it out and let you know what I think about it. As of right now, I already have an eyeshadow primer applied and my base shades. So now we have to make a decision. That's the hard part. I'm feeling the green, but at the same time, the purple. We gotta try the purple because purples are a hit and a miss. I mean, you never really know what you're gonna get with purple. So I'm gonna go with this palette. I'm going to use the lighter purple up here on the inner half, darker purple down here on the outer half, and then I'll use this as my crease. Now the eyeshadows are a little powdery when you dip the brush into them. There is a lot of dust kick up when you are grabbing some of the eyeshadow on the brush, but it's not really bad. It does grab onto the brush pretty well. I'm getting a light application with that shade, but in its defense, it is a lighter purple and it's going on pretty well. Now that is with 2 very light applications of the color. So pretty good there. It's not as intense as, say, some other eyeshadows that I've used in the past. It's a little lighter, and you can probably pick that up from the application I'm showing you here. It's still nice though, and some of the other shades may surprise us a little bit more. It could just be that, like I said, this is a lighter shade, so it's a little harder to get it to show up. I'm gonna try that darker purple and see if we get a little bit of a different outcome. Okay, yeah, that's a lot more intense. But it's going on really well. Look at that. And these appear to be really easy to blend too. It's like you barely have to touch your eye with the eyeshadow and then it blends out so seamlessly. And I'll go ahead and wipe the brush here and then I'll go in between these 2 shades. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. Now if you wanted this lighter purple, and I'm going back and adding a little bit more of that lighter purple, if you wanted the lighter purple to be more intense, you could also add a white base underneath it before you applied it. And I would do that either with the NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk, apply a little bit of that to the inner half of the lid, and then apply the white, not the white, the purple over the top, and that would help it to pop out more. And I like that these are cool toned purples. Now you'll notice on the other side of that purple palette, it was like all pinks. And so you can really see how cool toned these purples are compared to how pink it gets over here. And I'm applying this last shade up into the crease, which is a little bit like the first one. It's a little, not as strong in pigment, but pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know that I would want it stronger, especially for a crease color. And that is really pretty. And overall, I do really like that combination. I did really enjoy the purples in this palette, despite that lighter purple being pretty light in pigmentation. There are some workarounds you could do to intensify it a little bit more if you wanted to. But for the most part, the quality was pretty good, and I find the eyeshadows really easy to blend and work with. I'm not going to continue with this look because I want to experiment with some other colors since there are so many in this palette to play around with. So I'm going to remove this, and I think we'll play with some greens. Okay, so taking the green palette next, I am going to use this shade on the inner half. All the eyeshadows I used in the previous purple look, by the way, were matte finishes. And that could be why I was having some issues, because typically mattes are, I mean, they can be a hit and a miss. It's the shimmers that usually are better by comparison, in my experience anyway. And I mean, you can see that here, how intense this one is, and it is more of a shimmer finish. I am going to take the darker green from the palette. and apply that to the outer third of the lid. And I'm also going to bring this up into the outer V a little bit. And that is really intense. Goodness. The good thing is I'm not seeing any splotchiness, unevenness, no skipping around. Like the eyeshadows are applying real nicely with very little effort required from me. I'm thinking for the crease, I want to take this shade right here. I don't know, we'll see. And apply it sparingly. I may just use it in the depth of the crease. So like staying rather low on the eye as opposed to going a little bit higher like I usually do. So you have to forgive me, I have not been able to work at night lately because I have been too tired. So I am filming this during the day while I do not have help and Ace is with me. So you may hear some minor like joyful screams and things like that. But anyway, yes, that look was absolutely gorgeous. I loved the green. I got so many compliments on that makeup when I wore that look out. And I had time today to do another look with this palette, and I'll show you how to get this one up close. It's the look I'm wearing right now as I'm talking to you. I used the teal shades and the blues from this palette, and I created the most gorgeous look. I love how this looks. I was thoroughly impressed with the color payoff with the eyeshadows in this palette and how well they blended. And by the way, when you're wearing these all day, they do not fade, they don't muddy. Everything looks beautiful at the end of the day too. I was really impressed to see that. And overall, I am just so happy. Wow. I am so happy with this palette. And what a great price for 64 eyeshadows. Really, really. And by the way, I didn't get to show you all the steps with completing the eye look because I was trying to wrangle a 2-year-old today. But anyway, to complete the eye look that I'm wearing here today, I used the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Totally Teal on the waterline. I took a little bit more of the brown that I used in the crease and I applied that underneath that on the lower lash line and blended everything together. And this look is absolutely stunning. I love it, love it, love it. So to say, I'm gonna say it again, very, very happy with this palette. I think it's amazing, great quality, great price. Like I said, the purples do leave a little bit to be desired. They weren't terrible, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So I hope that you found this review helpful today. If you've been looking for a palette like this, or maybe you've seen it out, or you just want to inject some color into your looks, this is a fantastic way to do it. What are you doing? Okay, we're playing with the love sign. That's okay. This child, I'm telling you, out of all 3 of my kids, for some reason, terrible 2s has not been terrible. It's been a breeze. I know they say the 3s is usually where it gets harder, so we don't really know what that's going to look like yet, but he gets these mild little temper tantrums. They last for maybe a few seconds and then they're over with. So I'm just so grateful that he is easier. Easier. Thank you, God, for easier. So if you're interested in checking this palette out for yourself, I'll have it listed and linked for you below in the description box. I do not have an affiliate link with them, unfortunately. Amazon and we just have this whole big, like, I don't even know what's going on there. I did a sponsored video for them a couple years ago under contract. I cannot delete it. But then when I signed up for the affiliate program, they wanted me to delete it in order to be an affiliate. So it's like, you know what? Oh well. Sorry, this is what happens when you're filming in 4K. The video cards get filled up very quickly, so I think I'm gonna have to get some bigger SD cards for filming. Anyway, like I was saying before I got cut off there, I don't know what I was saying, but I hope you found this helpful nonetheless. And yeah, if you're looking for inspiration with this palette, or if you're looking for inspiration for colorful looks to add into your routine, then yeah, either way, I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to watch. Really appreciate your patience with Mom of 3 here. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you again next time. Can you say bye-bye? Bye. Bye. We're waving with the moisturizer. Just...
Goodbye, Mommy.
Yeah.